Everyone, welcome back again to Selenium WebDriver with Java September 2025 batch session 7. In today's session, I will cover couple of important topics from Selenium WebDriver, how to handle frame or iframe, actions class in Selenium using which we can do keyboard actions and mouse actions. Along with that, how we can perform drag and drop on an element and as well as on a slider, how to handle tooltips, what is the importance of capturing screenshot and how we can do perform that activity, how we can handle Windows alert, and the importance of implicit, explicit, and fluent wait in Selenium WebDriver. So these are the things will be covered in today's session. And next session, I will cover two important topics called from Selenium. One is like handle cookies and how to do the headless browser testing, and then we'll be starting the test-ng. So next two sessions will be primarily on test-ng, session 8 and 9, and session 10 and 11 will be your framework like data-driven keyword hybrid framework, Apache PY, all this stuff. And last session will be on the session 12 will be on the BDD and Cucumber. So let's concentrate on today's sessions. So what is frame or iframe? So by seeing the page, sometime you will not able to visualize whether frame or iframe associated. Okay, so what is the approach we need to follow? I will discuss it. But before that, let's understand what is frame or iframe. So frame is a web page which is embedded in another web page or an HTML document embedded inside another HTML document. The frame is often used to insert content from another source, such as advertisement, into a page. The frame tag specifies a frame already there in the web page. So you already seen couple of time, right? That some of the external thing like advertisement, right, other stuff might be already there, maps, videos. So those are the stuff mostly either will be associated with frame or iframe. So normal way we cannot handle them. So we have to take some different route to handle the frame or iframe. So you'll be getting to know how we can do it. So this is the frame, and iframe also similar to frame. Iframe is nothing but inline frame. It's an also HTML element which allow user to embed another HTML document within the current page. It introduced in 1998, and iframe is one of the oldest HTML tag. They are commonly used to display external content such as maps, advertisement, video, or to create layered user interface by loading multiple web pages within a single page. So instead of creating multiple page in a single page, we want to embed something. So that is the way frame will work. Primarily, whenever like developer, web developer are developing the page, right, web page, so they will be using frame or iframe primarily to handle or to deal with videos, map, advertisement, all this stuff. Modern web development libraries and framework like especially Angular and React.js also support iframe. Angular's built-in security features such as DOM sanitizer can be used to ensure that content loaded within an iframe is safe and secure. So whenever developer is developing, they need to make sure that after embedding this frame or iframe, that page will be saved and secured and can be accessible by the user as well. So this kind of stuff mostly nowadays they are developing whenever they are dealing with Angular or React.js based framework. iFrame offers several benefits such as the ability to embed external content like YouTube videos and tweets. iFrame can also be used to isolate content as the JavaScript and CSS of the parent page do not apply to iFrame. Another excellent use case for iFrame is for displaying advertisement. So these are the generic thing you know about the frame or iframe, but how you can understand whether frame or iframe is available on the page. So by look and feel, you cannot understand whether frame or iframe is there. So one option is that you can mouse it over to the page and you can try to right click, and if you see something called option called reload frame or right refresh frame, then might be you get to know that from frame or iframe available. But that is not the common practices because throughout the page maybe one or two portions frame or iframe will be available, but not all the whole portions. So option is like you can press F12 button or you can right click and go to the inspect element and press Ctrl F, and you can type something called frame or iframe in case anything available with starting tag name called frame or iframe, then you can know that that frame or iframe is associated to the element. And first you need to handle the frame or iframe, then you can interact with the element inside the frame or iframe. And there might be some nested frame or iframe, means frame inside the frame or iframe inside the iframe. So first you need to handle the outer iframe. Once you interact with the outer iframe, then you can again interact with the inner iframe or frame, then you can interact with the element. So that is called nested frame or iframe also. So user cannot detect the frame or iframe by just seeing the page. User need to open the application using any browser, maybe Edge, Firefox or Chrome. After the right click on the page, if the user is able to find the options like reload frame, then there must be frame or iframe inside the web page. Another, that option is not good options, I have already told. Better option is that press F12 button, press Ctrl F and try to search with frame or iframe. In case element is available with starting with that tag name frame or iframe, then you can understand that there might be frame or iframe associated. So once you know that frame or iframe associated, you can get the count, that how many frame available. So in case nested frame is available, in case first time if you want to get the count, it will be giving you the count of the outer frame, not the inner frame. But if you handle the outer frame, then again if you want to get the count, that will give the count of the inner frame inside that outer frame. So that is the way you can do it. So let's see. So this is the one of the website. Okay, this is the one of the website. You could see if you right click here, there is nothing called like refresh frame or reload frame option is available. But maybe there, in case there is some sections available frame or iframe, you could see that option coming, right clicking, refresh frame or view frame source. Okay, this option might be coming in the other options also. Okay, you could see, but that is the way it's not possible in case it's a big page, right? I cannot go through the page and can find out like that. That is not possible. So what is the best option? Either press F12 button or click on the inspect, right click and inspect, and then press Ctrl F here and search with something called frame or iframe. You could see that word frame does not mean that frame or iframe available. No, that tag name should be starting with frame or iframe. Then I can understand. You could see then means that there is a frame or iframe available. Okay, so you could see the tag name is starting with iframe. That means there is an iframe available, not the frame. So there might be frame or iframe, but most of the thing that is tactics is still same to handle the frame or iframe. You could see that one iframe is there and start tag name. It is starting with tag name. That means section. You could see as then when highlighting the thing, it is highlighting the whole section in the left side. That means this section is residing within that frame. And if you go back again, okay, if you try to search, okay, you could see another section. This is the first section. Okay, that's fine. And if you expand this section, okay, you could see document, HTML, head, script. Okay, there might be another frame or iframe available here. Let's inspect it. Okay, you could see if you go to the other side, upper. Okay, you could see this is the frame. Okay, this is inner frame, because outside that there is another frame available. Okay, this is the outer frame. So you could see this is called inner frame, right? This is the outer frame, and within that outer frame, this is another frame available, which is called nested frame or inner frame. So in case I want to handle this inner frame, I need to first handle the outer frame. Then I can handle the inner frame, this part. Okay. So let's see how, what is the way I can handle the frame. So primarily, if you want to handle the frame, there are three options available. To switch between the frame, to switch between frame, user have to use switch to dot frame command, where you can pass either frame number, means the index of the frame, in case like three frame is available, so index will be 0 1 2. In case only one frame available, index will be 0. So that is the one options available. divert dot switch to dot frame and indexing, which is definitely is integer. So pass the frame index and driver will switch to that frame. So in case inner frame available, first I need to go to the outer frame, then I need to go to the inner frame. Three options, either through the frame index or frame number. Then another is frame name or ID in case that frame name or ID is available for a couple of frame. So that will be definitely string. Pass the frame element name or ID and driver will switch to that frame. And last option is web element reference. Sometime in that frame there might be some web element reference like class name, other things available. So that I can use as a web element reference. So that will be as a web element. Driver dot switch to dot frame, web element reference, pass the frame web element and driver will switch to that frame. So that is the way I can handle the frame. But in case I already, suppose say I already handled the outer frame, I came to the inner frame again, then I want to go back to the outer frame. So what I need to do? I need to use divert.switch to default content. So not sorry, parent frame. So that is the way from the child frame I can go to the parent frame. To switch the focus to the immediate parent frame of the current frame, user need to use the divert.switch to parent frame. This is useful when dealing with the nested frame. But I can, if I want to go out completely of the frame, out of the frame, normal content, so you can use default content. Divert.switch to default content. This method in Selenium WebDriver is used to switch the focus of the WebDriver from a currently active frame or iframe back to the main HTML content or document of the web page. Now let's see the implementation. So this is the page. So let's go to the Eclipse. I have created a new class session 7 and I have created object or instance for the WebDriver interface using Chrome driver. I'm maximizing the page. Now I'll load the page. Driver.get. I'll give the URL. Now let's see how many frame available. Outer frame definitely. So what is the way I can do? Driver.find elements here, because there might be more than one frame, right? So by dot tag name is the frame or iframe, right? Here iframe is available, so I can search with iframe dot size. So what is the return type? Return type is integer, so I can store in some integer. Let's store it first. Integer, say outer frame size, that is the variable. Now I can print it out simply. How many outer frame available? Okay, it is giving me 0 count. Okay, let's see. Driver.find elements by dot tag name iframe size. I can print it out simply. Okay, let's run one more time. Okay, you could see count is 7, right? So maybe there was a mismatch in the tag name. So there is a total 7 outer frame available, but not the total number of frame here. Okay, so we will count that one. Now let's try to handle a frame. What is the way you can do it? So driver dot switch to dot frame. You could see either I can use index name or ID or web element reference. Like let's give with string name or ID. So let's check what is the ID or name available here. So I'll go to the outer frame first. Okay, this is the outer frame, right? You could see ID is there, right? I can handle it with the help of the ID or name in case available. So let's give it here. Okay. Now once I handle this outer frame, then you could see outer frame whole section is coming, right? Then I can only enter some value in the first name and last name field. So let's enter some value in the first name or last name field. Divert dot find element by dot. Let's see what is the attribute available for the first name or last name. Okay, so this is the input field and name attribute available called app name. So I can use by dot name. Okay, dot send keys. Let's identify the element. That's fine. We can store in some element. Let's import that web element first name. Similarly, I can go with the last name because we'll be using multiple times. That is the reason better to store in sub web element reference. Okay, so for the last name, what let's see what are the attributes available. Okay, name is there called L name. So I can just change it. Now what I can do in the first name field, I can enter some value dot send keys. So let's enter something called Rahul. Similarly, last name dot send keys called Jane, something like that. Okay, so it will try to enter it. Now I want to enter something in the email field. Okay, but if you inspect the email field, right? Email field again another frame is there, which is the inner frame. So I need to go from the outer frame to the inner frame. Again another frame I need to handle it. Otherwise I will not able to enter in the email field. Okay, so let's see. Let's identify the element first called email. Okay, name equal to there called email. So let's create something called email text variable name, and I can take that name called email. But this is the outer frame and there is inner frame available to handle the email field. So let's see the inner frame. What is the inner frame available? Okay, you could see there is another frame available called inner frame, right? Only this section is getting highlighted called email. So what I can do, this is the iframe available. So I need to handle it. So for the inner frame, what I can do, I can try to create a XPath. Okay, because there is no name or ID available. Okay, I can use index. So let's try to create the XPath. What is the XPath? Tag name is iframe and src equal to inner frame, right? So I will try to create XPath. Con- slash slash tag name equal to iframe slash slash tag name third bracket at the rate src attribute available equal to this one. You could see this highlighting the inner frame. So what I will do, I will take this third reference called web element reference, right? Okay, so this way I can handle the inner frame. So what I will do here, I will try to handle. So here what I am doing, I am handling the outer frame first. Okay, now here I will handle the inner frame. Driver dot switch to dot frame, and I will giving that one web element reference. So what is that? Driver dot find element by dot xpath, and I will give the xpath value. That's all. So here we are handling the inner frame, or inner iframe. Now what I can do, I already handled the inner frame. Within the inner frame, I'm handling the like element. Now I can try to enter some value in the element. Dot send keys, say test 123 at the rate test.com. Now I already handled the inner frame. So from the inner frame, I want to go back to the outer frame. Means first name, my last name, I want to modify it. Okay. So my control, I want to go to the outer frame again. So what I need to use, divert.switch to parent frame, so that my control will go to the outer frame again. Like I can wait for some time here. Better to wait for some time here. Every steps thread.sleep, so you can understand the execution. 2 seconds say. Let's surround with some throws, or we can surround with some try catch block. In the real time, we no need to do it. Okay, so after handling and entering that email field value, I want to like return my control back to the outer frame. So diver dot switch to dot parent frame, you could say. So my control is going to the outer frame again here. So control is back to the outer frame again. Now what I can do, outer frame again is when, so I can try to clear the value first. Dot clear, right? And then I want to clear the value of the last name as well. Then what I can do, I can just wait for again 2 seconds. Then I can try to enter new value after clearing it. Say Rahul 123, Jane 123, like that. Okay. Now again I want to wait for 2 seconds. So I already came to the outer frame. Now from the outer frame, I want to go to the normal content, default content. So what I need to do, divert.switch to the default content. So which is not any frame, normal thing, right? Normal HTML content. Divert.switch to the default content. Divert.switch to dot default content. So my control is back outside any frame, inner frame or outer frame or I frame or I frame, right? Now say here, what I want to do, I want to click on this one, right? This link, which is not any frame. So my control, I want to switch back to the control as a default content. Then I can interact with that. So let's, if you click here, sorry, let's identify the element. First, you need to click on the grooming. Okay. So this is the link. Inside that grooming link, there is a test practices link available. So first I need to click on that grooming link, and then I'll be clicking on that test practice. This is the right your text available. Okay, so text, with the help of the text I can click on that. So or I can right use some XPath also. Let's first create the XPath for the grooming. So what is that? The tag name is anchor tag. Give third bracket. Give text equal to grooming. Gr OOMING. It is highlighting the element, right? So I will create the XPath and I will try to click on that element with that help of XPath. So driver dot find element by dot XPath. I can give the value of the XPath and it's a link or hyperlink. I can simply do the click operations. So this is the outer, right? Outer link. After that, again another link I want to create. Click called test practices. So I can use link text or partial link text, right? So driver dot find element. Maybe I will use the partial link text or link text by dot partial link text. What is the link text? Partial link text called test practice, right? You could see this is the link text only without space, because in case you want to take the full one you need to take the space as well. So I'll be using the test practice as a partial link text dot click. Sorry. So that is the way I can write the code and handle inner frame, outer frame. I can go back to the outer frame again from the inner frame. I can also go outside of the any frame. I can go to the default HTML content. Let's see and run the code and let's see what's happening here. So it will open the page. It will first handle the outer frame. It will enter the first name and last name, Rahul Jain. Wait for 2 seconds. You go to the inner frame, entering email ID. Wait for 2 seconds, clearing the value, entering new value, and clicking on the test practices. So that is the way my code is properly working fine. So I have tried to implement everything whatever we can do with the frame. So there might be frame or iframe associated with the page. So first you need to handle the frame. You need to understand whether any inner frame or nested frame available or not. So in case it is only one frame, you can directly handle the frame with the help of the diver.switch2.frame, either frame index or frame name or ID or some frame web element reference. In case any inner frame available, so from the outer frame, your control should go back to the inner frame again. Then you can handle the element within the inner frame. And from the inner frame, if you want to go to the outer frame again, you need to use divert.switch2.parent frame, so that it will go to your control will go back to the original parent frame from where you already navigate to the nested frame. After that, you go to the outer frame or anywhere. If you want to go outside any frame or normal HTML content, so you need to use the divert.switch2.default content. So this is the important methods available to dealing with frame or iframe wherever available in the page. Okay, I will take a pause. Any questions? Is it clear? Okay, sure. So I have also given the code for how to handle frame as well. So another web page is also there, like where you can also find some inner frame, outer frame. You can give a try this code. Another thing I already mentioned most of the thing. Okay, now we'll discuss about the actions class in Selenium WebDriver. So whenever you are just doing the operation using your computer, right, laptop, desktop, you will be using your keyboard, you will be using your mouse. So that is the actions you want to simulate using Selenium as well. I'll be covering mostly the keyboard actions. Okay, apart from the mouse action also there, I will look maybe in the down the line you'll be understanding one or two mouse actions as well. Okay, so handling keyboard and mouse action is essential for creating robust and comprehensive automated tests that mimic real-time user interactions. The actions class in Selenium WebDriver is a utility class that enables advanced user interactions such as mouse and keyboard events. This class provides a way to simulate complex user interaction like click, right click, double click, left click, right, holding down a key, dragging and dropping, sending keyboard command, etc. These operations are performed using the advanced user interaction API. It mainly consists of actions that are needed while performing these operations. By using the actions class, user can interact with a website in the same way a user would, allowing user to test more complex interaction that cannot be accomplished with just simple method call. The actions class provide a fluent interface for building and performing actions which can be performed on specific web element. What are the two category of action class? One is called mouse actions, one is called keyboard action. Mouse action means whatever you can do through the mouse and whatever you can do on the keyboard. So we'll cover mostly on the mouse actions. There are a couple of action you can do like click and hold, click, double click. Context click is nothing but the right click, move to element, and drag and drop. So click and hold is nothing. This method combines moving the mouse to the center of an element with pressing the left mouse button. So it will just press the left mouse button, but that means it is not clicking will not happen. So it is just press the left mouse button. That is called click and hold. This is useful for focusing a specific element. If you want to focus the element, that element will be highlighted. That is called click and hold. Whereas click and release function is for clicking on a web element. The purpose of this technique is to mimic a left click on a designated web element. It is frequently used to interact with clickable item like checkbox, button, and click links. Double click. Sometimes you want to double click, right? Double click from your mouse. So if it helps do a double click on a web element, a specific web element can be double click using double click techniques. It is frequently employed in situations when double click is necessary to start a process or event. Context is nothing but right click. This method lets user to right click on a web element. It comes in useful when engaging with context menus. There might be menus and sub menus, right? You need to do the right click and initiating right click operation. Move to element. It moves the element. It moves the mouse pointer to the middle of a web element. The mouse pointer is moved to the center of the designated web element using the move to element functions. Hovering over component that display hidden options or activate drop down menus is typical usage for it. And drag and drop. Sometimes you need to just drag something and just drop somewhere, right? So draggable and droppable item. Whatever will be dragged, it's called draggable, and whatever it will be dropped, it will be called droppable item. Okay. So this method allowing dragging one element and dropping into another. By dragging an element from its present place and dropping it to another element, user can execute a drag and drop operation using this approach. It can be used to simulate user operation like rearranging object or transferring component between containers. Let's see the some implementation of these are the important mouse actions. Okay, so what we'll do, let's go to the code again. Let's comment out this part. So we'll go to the new page, driver.get. So let's go to the Facebook page. Okay, in the Facebook page, say I want to highlight a element, right? I want to highlight a element. Let's close it. Forgotten password, just like that, right? It is called click and hold, right? This one. It is called click and hold. Just click and hold, not clicking. But clicking means it will just click and it will open a new window or new page, right? So let's identify it. So this is a link we already know that is a link. So you can identify a web element called link. So let's do it. Create a web element, right? Forgot link equal to driver dot find element by dot link text. Okay. So before that, what we need to do, we need to take help from the actions class. So we need to create an object for the actions class. I can create an object called act equal to new actions, and here you need to typecast the driver object. That's all. So you need to pass the driver object reference. Now you could see error message is coming, so you need to import the actions class because it is coming from Selenium, not from Java. So you need to import it from the org.openqr.selenium.interactions package. Now, with the help of this actions class object, what you can do, you can use dot click. You could see click and hold, click, right? Context click is not possible here because double click is only possible whenever that option is there. So we'll try to click and hold. And here I can try to pass the web element defined. That's all. Okay. So let's run it. Okay. So I need to call one more method called perform at the end. Then it will be happening. You could see element is highlighted, right? It is not getting clicked. That is called click and hold. Holding. The complete click is not happening. Okay. But here, if you just change it to click, it will be click will happen. So that is the another options available to click a link. Okay. Use it so it will be click. So with the help of the actions class, you can perform the click of for a link or checkbox or radio button as well. You could see it is click and happening, right? So this is the one approach. Okay, we'll go to the another website and we'll see the other part. So this is the website. You could see lot of options available, especially for the actions class. Now here, okay, what do you want to do? Let's close it for now. Okay, double click, right click. Right click is context click, right? And double click we can do the left click, okay, called click method, right? You can right hover over, okay, these are the other method also available, right? So double click, context click, move to element is nothing but the hover over. So we'll try to identify a element. Okay, let's create a web element called double click. Okay, double click able button. Okay, so that is the element name. Let's try to inspect the element. Okay, so ID is there, so I can identify with the help of the ID or name anything. So driver dot find element by dot ID. So it's a double click element. So what I can do, we can perform that double click. Okay, so actions class object dot double click simply web element difference we need to pass dot perform. That's all. Let's see. Okay, you could see double click is getting clicked, and that is the reason it is coming as I was double click. After that, right click means if you just right click, you could see that it is getting changed. So we'll try to perform the right click as well. So let's identify the right click options. Okay, you could see ID equal to right click. So what I will do, I will try to create a XPath called right clickable button. Okay, and I can change it here. Right click ID. So what I'll do, I will just use that instead of double click, I'll be using dot right click. Okay, let's see. Dot right click. Okay, not right click will be context click. Dot context click, right? Context click option will be right clickable dot perform. Similarly, for moving over right to the element. So it will be just moving hover. I hover over, and it will be highlighted in different color. Hover on me. Let's see. And hover on me element also. Okay, ID equal to this. I can try to create a element called hover over. Okay. Okay, and let's change it. ID. Now here, what we need to do for hover over, double click we did, context click we did. Okay, we will try to do the hover over. Okay, so we will be calling that actions dot move to element method. We need to call. You could see move to element, wave element reference. What is the hover over dot perform? Same way. Let's see what's happening now. Okay, you could see the right click, context click, everything happen, and hover over also coming right properly. Okay, the right click, double click happen, and hover over it was there and it's highlighting. So all the thing is working perfectly fine for our code. So what we discussed so far, click and hold is nothing, just trying to click and holding. It's per click is not happening, means it is highlighting that link. Click means clicking. Double click means is double clicking from your mouse. Context click is right click. Move to element means just hover over element so that it is highlighted with the color changes. And drag and drop I'll be covering in more details. Okay, so drag and drop is also method from the actions class which will be performed to drag an element and to drop in somewhere. Okay, drag and drop, there are two things we can do, drag and drop completely, and one is drag and same element I want to just leave it with some pixel movement, either top to bottom or left to right, like that. So drag and drop means there will be source and target element is required, whereas drag and drop by means source and x-axis offset value, y-axis offset value. To target is not required. Same element I will be just releasing it with some movement, pixel movement, from left to right or top to bottom, horizontally or vertically, like that. So Selenium WebDrivers actions class facilitates the automation of drag and drop mouse actions. This class provides methods to simulate complex user interaction, including those involving the mouse. The most straightforward way to perform drag and drop is using drag and drop web element source and web element target method. First, we need to create a actions class object. We need to locate that source and target. We need to call that actions class object, drag and drop source and target and perform method. That's all. Let's see what is the way we can do the drag and drop. So this is the one of the example called drag, right? Drag and drop here, like that. Okay. So this is also possible. Let's change that URL. So I'll be creating the object oriented from the actions class, same way. Then I'll be creating the web element called source. Source, and let's identify the source element. See what's there in the source. Okay, draggable ID is there, so it should be unique. Okay, ID equal to draggable shape only. Okay, only you identifying the first element, so ID equal to draggable is fine. So I will try to identify the draggable ID, and I can create the target element where I'll be placing it. Let's identify the target and let's see what is there. Okay, so you could see ID equal to droppable. Okay, so what we will do? we'll try to perform the drag and drop. So actions class object dot drag and drop. You could see both the method is coming. Either drag and drop means source to destination, and drag and drop by means source only to some offset value to x axis and y axis. I'll be using drag and drop and source and target dot perform. Let's see what's happening here. Okay, you could see drag and drop happens completely. So this website, without identifying the target, you can just drag and drop some pixel here without identifying the element. That is also possible with using drag and drop by method. But drag and drop by method mostly used in some slider. So I'll be covering that one here. So in Selenium 4, the drag and drop by method is part of the actions class and used to perform drag and drop operations on a web element by specifying a horizontal x and vertical y offset from its current position. This method is particularly useful when the target drop location is not a specific element, but rather a position relative to the source element. So action drag and drop by source element x offset y offset dot perform. Action is the object of the actions class. Source element is the web element to be dragged. X offset, the horizontal offset in pixels. A positive value moves the element to the right, whereas negative value moves the element to the left. Y offset, the vertical offset in pixel. A positive value moves the element down, top to down, and negative value moves the element up from the bottom. And execute the actions, apply the perform at the end of the actions chain to execute the simulated user action interaction. So we'll try to do that drag and drop by on a slider. Automating slider in Selenium involve interacting with UI elements that allow user to select a value by sliding a handle along a track. This is commonly featured in many web applications such as adjusting volume, brightness, or other setting you already seen something horizontally or vertically. You have to slide it. Not two element is there, only one element. You need to either top to down or left to right, like that, right? So what is the same way we can do, but you will be using then drag and drop by method, and at the end execute. So let's see one of the another website where slider is available. Let's comment out. Okay, so we'll go to another website where slider is there. This is slider. You could see there are three slider available. Only x axis wise you can slide it, right? Here also you can slide it. Okay, here also you can slide it. But here, most of the time slider there will be frame or iframe associated. You could see frame is there. So you need to handle the frame first, right? After that, I can handle those slider. So you could see some frame is associated. Okay, there is a frame class name is there, right? Class demo class. So I can try to handle the frame first. After opening the page, driver dot find element. Sorry, not frame. Driver dot switch to dot frame. We'll be using web element reference here. Driver dot find element. Here class is there, so I'll be using by dot class name, or you can create XPath as well, whatever required. So I control is went to that frame. I can create the object or instance for the driver. Now I can try to create highlight this one. Okay, you could see. Let's see. Create the XPath here. So what is that? Deep tag is there. Okay, and there is ID available called red, right? So I will try to create XPath called //div third bracket at the rate ID equal to red. You could see this is the whole thing is getting displayed, whole thing, right? But not the this one. This is the highlighting the whole span. But I need to highlight this one, right? This one. So what is this? This is the span. So I need to give something called navigate to the child span. You could see Now it is highlighting that slider actually. So I'll be creating a slider wave element called red slider equal to driver dot find element by dot xpath. I can give the value of the xpath. Now what is the we can do? We can use take that object dot drag and drop by. Okay, here we'll be using red slider because we want to perform that horizontally. So I need to give the value of the axis. Y axis will be 0 only. But here already by default axis is almost on the right side. So I need to give negative sign so that it will go to the left side, right? Minus say 200 pixel. So that pixel you need to calculate and see how what is the way it's happening. Let's run the code. Okay, sorry, I think I did not change that URL. Okay, it is not happening. Why? Because we did not use that perform method at the end. Okay, so these are the couple of always you need to call the perform method especially for all the mouse actions. Okay, you could see now happen slider happen, right? 200 minus 200 pixels. But if you give some value which is outside that pixel, it will throw you the error. Okay, if you give plus 200, so automatically it was already in the right edge, right? So it will be giving you might be some error because that 200 pixel is not possible to move in the right side. Okay, see it's not happening. Okay, it did not happen, but like completely did not happen. It went to completely right. Similarly, you can identify the element for the green or the blue one. Let's try to identify the green or blue also. Called green and blue. Let's see what is the for the green slider. What is the uh, okay? I think same only span here, and I need to change it to green. ID will be green only. Otherwise, same thing. And blue also will be I think same thing. Only blue will need to change it. So here I can give it minus 200. Okay, because red is almost on the right side, and for green I can give something called minus 100 and blue value. And for the blue I can give it to plus 100. So for blue it will be happening from the left to right. Let's see. And y-axis will be 0 always because it's a horizontal slider. In vertical slider, your x-axis will be always 0 and vertical wise y-axis will you need to give the value in case it is a vertical slider. You could see everything is happening, right? And color gets changed. So all the sliding movement happening for red, green and blue. So that is the way you can deal mostly with the actions class and you can deal with the mouse actions. So what you can deal in the mouse actions? Okay, in the actions class available in Selenium, you can click and hold, you can click, you can double click, right click or context click, move to the element and drag and drop from the source to destination and drag and drop, right, especially on the slider using drag and drop by method. Okay, so that are the different stuff you can do with the help of the actions class in Selenium. Any questions? Okay, We'll go to the next topic called handle tooltips. So mostly you already seen like move to the element. This is pretty much similar, right? But we'll see with the different example. A tooltips is a small text pop-up that user can view when they hover over a specific web element like button, image, link. In case you are able to hover over, you will get something. Then only you can do that handle the tooltip. Otherwise, no. Tooltips should be available. These small pop-ups provide short and precise contextual text that helps user understand what the web element is all about. Tooltips are displayed automatically when user hover the pointer over an object and are removed when user clicks on control or move the mouse or when tips times out. Tooltips were traditionally implemented as a title attribute to an element. The value of this attribute was shown as tooltip on mouse over. This is static text giving information of the element with no styling. For accessing or verifying the static tooltips, which are implementing using the HTML title attribute, user can simply use get attribute title. So you already seen, right, for any kind of stuff, right, you can call the get attribute method and you can right, like provide any of the attribute like class, ID, name. Here title also you can provide in case title is already there. The return value of this method, which is the tooltips text, is compared with an expected actual verification, expected result for the verification. How to handle the tooltips? Create an object or instance of the action class, find element and store the web element. Using action class, move to the element to handle tooltip using move to element method. Get the text using get text method and then like store in, and then you can just verify it based on the actual and expected one. So let's see some example of the tooltips. Okay. So you could see this is the page available, and these are the different tooltips. You could see whenever you are mousing over, you could see this is the thing is coming, right? You are able to see something, color is getting changed, and you are able to see that some text as and when you are mousing over, not all the other element, right? You could see this is element also there, right? This is also element there, but no tooltips. But these are the element where tooltips is coming. So these are the stuff we can do it. How to handle it. So let's comment out all this code and see what is the way we can handle the tooltips. So first, what we can do, we'll identify any element. Okay, so what we can do, we can try to identify any element. Okay, let's see which element we want to identify. Say maybe tooltips on top, right? This one I want to inspect. Okay, so okay, button one. Okay, so let's see control A button one. Okay, one of one element with the help of the ID, I can identify the element. That's fine. So driver dot find element by dot ID. Okay, I can mention that element name called tooltip on top. So give some suitable name so that you can easily understand tooltip on top. That is the element name. Now what we can do, I can use that one and I can use call that get attribute method, and here I can pass something called title, title attribute, and it will be string, so I can store in some string called tooltip text, and now I can print it out. And you can check expected to the actual also. You can have some assertion or you can use some if else loop. You can validate the expected actual, you can pass or fail the test case. Okay, you could see tooltip on the top that is coming. It is not highlighting as of now. We are able to get the text of the tooltip with the help of this thing, right? If you just mouse it over, you could see tooltip on tip. That text is coming with the help of the title method. But now I want to, okay, let's comment it out. With the help of the actions class, I want to get it. So what I'll be doing, I'll be creating the object or instance for the actions class. Now, what I can do, I can try to hover over to the element. Hover over element. What I can do, object of the actions class dot move to element. Here, element reference dot perform. So I'll be hovering over. So it will be highlighted and tooltips will be displayed. Now, what we can do, we can just get the text here. Dot get text. Text. I can store in some string or directly I can print it out using SYSO method. That's all. You can store in some string if required to. Otherwise, you can directly print it out. That is the way you can handle the text. Similarly, other tooltips available. Similarly, you can handle it. But your title will be working only when there will be title attribute available. Otherwise, not. Okay, it will be highlighted and you could see it is coming also. Okay. So in case this is not working, you can directly use that JavaScript executor to move to the element in case you are not able to see. But in the background, it will happen. Though there is pop-up is coming, that will not be affecting. But if you want to do it, you can handle JavaScript executor. You can move to the element if something is coming. So that is the way you can try to deal with the tooltips primarily using Selenium WebDriver. Now I'll go to the next important topics for capturing the screenshot. Because whatever testing you are doing, primarily for tester, whether you are doing database testing, whether you are doing functional testing, whether you are doing automation testing, mobile testing, API automation, UI automation, right? Mobile automation, that does not matter. Every time you need to take the screenshot because screenshot is the evidence for the tester that you have performed some execution. Suppose say today you have executed something, you do not have the screenshot, and you have some failure, and you have logged the defect. But tomorrow the developer fix the defect, and they said that no, defect is not reproducible. So what you can do? You do not have the evidence. So without the evidence, how you can certify that test case is passing or failing? Suppose say today you say that I have executed 100 test case function manually. How people will believe? So you need to provide some justification, right, with the screenshot that this is the thing I have executed, this is the reference, and then people will believe. Otherwise, without testing, you can say that I have tested everything and you have missed everything, and then defect can be caught later. So without the screenshot, testing cannot be certified. So capturing the screenshot for test execution is one of the most important script in any test automation which help user to identify defects and problem by referring the screenshot. So Selenium WebDriver provides text screenshot interface to capture a screenshot of the web page when an exception or error occurred during the execution of the code. When tester test any application, maybe many of the functionality is not working compared to the expected result. So tester log this as a defect and tell developer or other stakeholder about the getting of the defect in the code and suggest to fix the defect or bug to retest again so that like they can certify that there is no defect or bug associated available in the application. However, whenever developer is like finding going through your defect, they are not able to find any screenshot evidence. So maybe in the background they have fixed it, or maybe they are not able to understand what's the problem without any evidence or without the screenshot. right? So developer will not accept a defect without required evidence and details. Developer need the required evidence sometime as well to analyze the issue. That is the reason taking the screenshot is one of the key mandatory or right key or mandatory evidence to view and understand why the test has been failed. User can take the screenshot in image file like PNG, JPG or JPG for uh, style. So couple of the possible scenario where user might need to capture screenshot using Selenium WebDriver. There might be assertion failure, expected actual not matching, so you need to certify. There might be application failure. There might be some difficulty to find a web element or multiple web element, or to timeout, or exceptional error occur during runtime or during the execution time. So you need to have the capture the screenshot. Though your test case passed, failed, skipped, that doesn't matter. You need to certify your test case execution with the help of the proper screenshot capture. So what is the way you can capture the screenshot? This three-step process. First, you need to like create an object for instance for the text screenshot interface. That is interface available in the Selenium WebDriver. At this interface, you cannot directly create the object or instance. You need to take the help from the WebDriver object reference. So, since text screenshot is the interface, user cannot create an object directly. User need to convert the WebDriver object to text screenshot. Second step out of three steps, user need to call get screenshot as method to create an image file which is provided by the text screenshot interface to capture the screenshot of the web page displayed in the driver object, right? Screenshot object dot get screenshot as output type dot file. Here the argument output type dot file specified in the get screenshot method will return the capture screenshot in the form of file. Therefore, user can store in variable called src file with type. And last, you need to call that file handler class and need to call the copy method inside the file handler class, source file to destination file. This is a three-step process to capture the screenshot. Now let's see the implementation. So let's open any page, say Facebook page. Okay. So let's open that one. So after opening the Facebook page, I want to take a screenshot simply. Okay. So just first one step. So what is the three-step process? I have explained. One is first you need to create the object content for the text screenshot interface. So text screenshot. If you don't know, you just pin something, press Control Spacebar. You could see it is coming. It's the interface I, right? Text screenshot. I can give something called screenshot object name equal to. I need to typecast the object driver because the interface you cannot directly create it. Okay, I think that's all. You need to enter end with another bracket. Then with the help of that object, we need to get screenshot as. Okay, here you need to give output type, in again interface coming from the version open code selenium dot file. Okay, so what is the return type? You could see return type is file. So what I can do, I can store in some file called source file, src file, any variable name you can give it. Now we need to import that file class for handling the file. Now I can give some destination file, right, where I am actually placing the screenshot. So I will be giving something called destination file, dest file. You can give any variable name, and here you can give that path. Say I want to create the screenshot in this folder. For now, let's give it. And screenshot name I can give something called test.png. That's all. Okay. Now what we need to do? What's the problem? Destination file to string. Yeah, and because that will be fine. String will be only, or I can use something called new file. because that is the path. So that will be fine now. Now what I'll be doing, I'll be using file handler class. File handler from the org.openkey.selenium.io. Please make sure. Not from java.util.logging. This one. File handler from org.openkey.selenium.copy method and source to destination. To destination. That's all. I think so. Let's run it. So it will just open the page and it will do the operation. Now if you go to that folder, you could see test.png file generated, right? If you open it, you could see the page already is captured screenshot. Screenshot capture. To time is 25th October 2025, 8:16 p.m. You can open with something, any folder left, right? Open with either photos or paint, anything. You could see the screenshot capture. Okay. But every time if you want to capture the screenshot, are you like will be writing the same code again and again and again? No. And also you cannot give something static name called test.png. In case you are giving, it will be replaced. So all the screenshot in case you already taken, everything will be replaced. So you cannot give something static name, only fixed name. Okay. We'll see what is the way we can create a like reusable method, and we can try to call it, and we can also try to capture the screenshot in the project itself without any path specified. In the project path also you can do it. Okay. So that part we'll see, and for multiple steps we can do it. But before that, let's try to understand how we can capture the screenshot instead of the whole page for a sections of the element as well. Okay. So partial screenshot also possible instead of full page. So it was not available in Selenium 3. It came in new feature in Selenium 4 only available to capture the screenshot for the partial element instead of the full page, a section of the page, right? So frequently in test automation, there is a need to capture screenshot of only part of the web page rather than its entirely. User might need to capture a specific element or a section of the page to validate visual feature or to log them for debugging purposes. Because I would not require the whole section, because whole page's failure is not there. Instead of that, failure is only with one object. So that object of that section I want to write highlight, and so that I can verify it. That is not expected to happen instead of the whole page, because in whole page you're capturing, so it will be taking lot of time to analyze it. Instead of that, in case I'm capturing only the relevant sections or part, it will be very easy for me to understand and debugging, understand the root cause of the problem and debugging the thing. So traditional screenshot capture the entire page, making it challenging to pinpoint the exact source of an issue. Element specific screenshot allows register to focus on the specific area causing problem, expediting the debugging process. When a test fail, isolating the problematic element through screenshot accelerate the analysis process. Tester can quickly identify the cause without sifting through extensive screenshot of the entire page. In scenario where visual element matters, capturing screenshot of specific element facilitates visual validation. This is particularly valuable in ensuring that the layout, styling, and the content of the critical element meet the expected standard. So there are a lot of features newly introduced in Selenium 4. User can capture screenshot of the entire page in Selenium 3, but with the help of the Selenium WebDriver version 4, they can capture screenshot of specific web element. The screenshot function in Selenium WebDriver 4 allow user to take screenshot at element, section, or full page level. So how we can do it in section level? In Selenium 4, there is a new method called get screenshot as. It allows user to take screenshot of a particular web element with this method. To take a screenshot of an element, user need to first find the web element or section of the element. Then take a screenshot using the reference to that particular element. In this case, user get a screenshot of only the element they want to choose or they have chosen. Okay, so what is the way you can do it? So in the Facebook page itself only, let's open the Facebook page again. Okay, okay, let's comment out this part. No, that's fine. Let's do it. I just not require this part. In case I want to take the screenshot fully. Instead of that, what I can do, let's identify section. Okay, let's identify section. Say this is the section I want to identify, right? Only this section. Okay, so you could see in this section there might be some class available, right? If you take that class, you could see this section is highlighting, right? Only this section, not the whole page. So I will try to create a web element, say login section. This section is login section, right? Only login section, not the logo, not the text, not any other stuff, not the link, only login section. So I can give the name called login section equal to driver dot find element. I can use class name here, dot class name. What is the class name? It's one of one. That is fine. That's all. Now what you can do, instead of screenshot object PSN, you can take the same thing only. Okay, and here you need to just give the web element reference. That's all. Otherwise, rest of the step is still same. That's all. Now if you run it, your original will be replaced. Now new same test will be replaced. That is the problem, right? We should not use that same thing again and again. Give the same thing. So now only this section will be taking the screenshot. Now if you just go to the folder here, you could see it's updated with 8:22:22 p.m. 25th this October 2025 PNG file. Now if you again just open it, only this section will be high. Screenshot will be taken only for this section, not the whole page. You could see only the sections is taken. So that is the way you can identify the element, whatever element you want to take or whatever section you want to take. And with this able reference instead of the take screenshot method, right? You can just change it to take the screenshot of this section. That's all. So you not require the take screenshot method. Only with the help of that web element reference, whatever web element or section of the element, you can just call that get screenshot method and you can do the same way. Now we'll just uh, not this part. What we'll do, we'll try to do something generic. What we'll be doing, I'll try to create a method, reusable component. Okay, public static void called take screenshot method. Here, what I'll be doing, I'll be using passing to argument web driver comma string screenshot path. This is the two argument I will be passing. Okay, so now what I need to do, because we are using that WebDriver here also. So what I need to do, I need to define something called static WebDriver driver. Otherwise it will be throwing the error, right? So that globally, this part is not required then, because I already defined global WebDriver driver. So now I can map with this driver. Okay, this is the first thing we need to do. Okay, now okay, this is not required. So first I'll be creating the object or instance called text screenshot. I'll be storing in the file here, output type is fine. But here I can give the path of the this parameter argument. That's all. And this is fine. So I need to give something called those declarations. I can use exception. That's all. So I've created the global variable. Okay. I have created the global variable now. Now what I need to do, after that Facebook page open, I want to capture the screenshot. So what I'll be doing, I'll be calling that class, because this static method I've created dot text screenshot method. You could see here I will be passing the driver and here I'll be passing the path. So what I'll be doing here, instead of giving the path of C drive, D drive, all this stuff, I want to store in my current project and target folder. Okay, and I want to give something unique, so it will not be replaced. So what is the uh, for the current project path you need to call, give something called system.getProperty user.directory, who will be giving you the current project path. So what you need to give system dot get property. So that is the command you need to remember within the double quote user dot directory. That's all. What will be give? It will give you the correct project path, current project path. This it will come here till this. After that, what I can do? I want to store in some target folder, so I'll be concatenating // target folder. I want to generate the screenshot within the double quote again // target folder name and give some name again // sorry, something called Facebook page, maybe Facebook home page, Facebook home page underscore, and here you can concatenate with some current millisecond format. So what you can do, you can call something called system dot, there's a method available called current time in millis. Okay, so it will capture the current millisecond time, so it will be always unique, right? Because millisecond will be always unique, so there will be no replacement. It will not like replace the old screenshot, and I can give any extension. I already see that PNG. Again concatenation within the double quote, you can give something called JPG. That's all. And I think should be fine. Dot JPJ, and we need to end with colon. Okay, that's fine. So I already captured the screenshot. Now what I can do, I can try to click on that link. Okay, this one. I want to click on that link, and again I want to capture the screenshot. Okay, what I after opening the page, I will be waiting for 2 seconds. So I'll be waiting for 2 seconds, and again I'll be clicking on that one, clicking on that link. So this new page will be open. Dot click, and again I can call the same thing. No need to change anything. That is the important thing, right? You need to call the same thing again and again. No need to change anything. So automatically it will be unique. Now you could see in the target folder there is nothing. Refresh it before running anything, right? Is nothing available, right? Now let's run the code and let's see what's happening here. So it will just wait for 2 seconds, click on the forgotten password link. That's fine, it's happened. Now there is no error. Now let's refresh the target folder, and you could see two screenshot captured here. God, no, maybe we have did some mistake. Okay, here I need to give another // Yes, this one. That is the result is not happening. Let's run it once more time. Now let's see. Refresh it again. Okay, you could see other screenshots were captured outside the target folder because we did not given the slash. Now if you refresh, you could see it will be coming inside the target folder. Okay, you could see now came inside the target folder. You could see the timing, right? Always JPJ format, whatever format, and system in current millis. That is the current millisecond format time. Now try to open it. Open with or double click here. You could see the first one after opening the page, whole part, right? And the second one after clicking on that forgot password link, right? So that is the way screenshot is captured, and screenshot is getting captured um, in the folder itself. Let's remove everything, and you could see now better view. So all are removed. And what we can do at the end, you can mention something called driver.quit. So that automatically driver will be closed or quit, something like that. So you don't need to manually close it. Run as. Okay. Now you can refresh the page. Driver also closed. And you could see the first one is after opening the page, and second one is after two thing, right? It is not getting changed. Okay. After clicking on the forgotten password link. So that is the way you can try to capture the full screenshot or a section level, and you can also create the reusable method. So, and you can call it as and when required, so that for every step wherever your important validation will be there, you can capture the screenshot section level or specific for the whole page as well. Next topics I will cover as how to handle the window alert or pop-up. After that, I will take a quick break, and you can ask any question. After that, I will cover the last important thing for today's session called wait, implicit, explicit, and fluent wait. So, sometime you'll be seeing some alert or pop-up window whenever you are dealing with some of the website or web page. You cannot handle those part, right? You cannot. Why? Because you cannot identify those element, expand anything, because your inspect element will not work. So there is a alert interface available through which you can handle those alert. So alert is a small message box which display on-screen notification to give the user some kind of information or ask for permission to perform certain kind of operation. It may also be used for warning purpose. Alert in web page is Java properties but not the HTML properties. Hence, element for the alert cannot be recognized through the element inspection. So this is the sample alert I have given. Okay, sometimes there might be alert only OK or button, right, or yes button. So you can just click on that. Okay, alert will be accepted or dismissed, and you can do it. Sometimes there might be alert with yes or no or OK or cancel button. OK means accept, and cancel means dismissed. Sometimes there might be alert where you can get some string, right, alert message, or there might be some text box where you can enter some value. So there are four important methods available in the alert interface. One is called accept the alert. You can accept the alert. Dismiss the alert if you want to click on the cancel or the no button. Dismiss the alert. If you want to enter some value in this alert pop-up, so you can use the send keys method. And if you want to get the text of the alert, you can call that get text method. This is the fourth thing you can do it. Now let's go to that website again. Sorry, go to that Eclipse again. Let's comment out this code, and let's see some real-time example of the alert. Okay, this is the website. Okay, you could see this is called JavaScript alert only, where you will be only able to just information alert, only OK button, so you can accept or dismiss the alert. There is some confirm alert where you can click or accept or dismiss. OK means accept, cancel means dismiss. And there is some JS prompt alert. There are three type of alert: alert, confirm, or prompt. Prompt means this is the text, this is the thing you can enter some value, like, and if you click on cancel, it will be as blank, because null, right? Because if you are canceling, if you are entering anywhere, that will not be triggered, that will not be taken into consideration. But if you click here and if you enter something called test, and if you click on OK, that means it is value is getting entered and accepted. So it is coming as and test. Okay. Now let's see the changes, how we can handle those alerts. Now we need to click on this particular stuff. So let's try to inspect it. Click on JS prompt. Okay, click for JS prompt, and this is the button. Let's create expert // button third bracket text equal to. Okay, it is highlighting the element. So I will just identify the element driver dot find element by dot xpath. I'll give the value and dot click. Okay. Now what we can do, we can first try to get the text. I can print it out, the alert text. So here what we need to do, divert dot switch to dot alert dot get text. You could see get text. After that, similar way, you can call this one and you can enter some value dot send keys method. You could see coming from the alert interface. Here you can give something called test123. After that, you can accept the alert. Or dismiss means though you are entering any value, that will not be considered. You can simply dismiss it. Now let's see. So it will open the page. Click on the button. Alert will be open, and it will enter some value and accept. You could see you have entered test123. And what is the alert text? It will be also printed. I am a JS prompt. Now if you dismiss it, so it will be entered as null, right? Because whatever value you are passing, that will not be considered because you are just entering the value but you are dismissing, right? So that will not be considered. So it will simply enter the value but it will dismiss. You could see now it is coming as null. Means in case you are cancelling, what value you are entering, that does not matter. It will be always blank value. So these are the four important methods available for dealing with the alert. So alert interface is available. Divert.switch to dot alert. You can get the text of the alert, right? And you can accept the alert. You can dismiss the alert. You can enter some value in the alert. There might be mostly three type of alerts available. One is alert, which is informational only. One is the confirm, where you can accept or dismiss. One is like prompt, where you can enter some value and accept or dismiss the alert as well. Okay, I will take a pause. Any questions we'll discuss before going to the last three topics? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes, this one. So for this specific part, you no need require that text insert method interface, right? You just require that web element reference. From the web element reference, you can call the method. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, right. So section means yeah. Okay, let me check. So what you can do? Say Facebook. Okay. So I just try to identify the section, right? You can mouse it over here like that, right? You could see this is a section coming. Just okay. And now you could see it is coming, right? Something either go to the top, like something class available, right? Or this is the class also available, might be. Just take this reference. Sorry, Control Z, Control C, Control F. You could see the section is coming, right? Yeah, right, right. Similarly, if you this is also section, right? You can take this class and I just try to take it. Yeah, right. This is the way you are just identifying element or a section, right? You could see this whole section again. Here also coming. Yeah, this is the, right. Yeah, this is the part. Yeah, you could see this is the section. Only this section screenshot will be taken. So mostly section will be highlighted mostly by some class reference. Okay. Hmm. Tag name, right? Yeah, it is not like deep. It is tag name. Whatever tag name will be there. Maybe iframe, deep, src, span, anything is fine. Hmm. 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 That might not be. That is the thing. You need to go to the parent and you need to go to the child, right? So this expert I have given it. No, in case your maybe sometime your like you will not able to identify from the directly child. That is the reason your reference locator is there, right? Siblings, following sibling. Apart from that, you can use slash and you can go to the child. You already see here, right? This one. We have created the section. It is highlighting the whole section, but not the exact element. Exact element I can only get using that again slash span. Okay, I think a few other question is there. Yeah, go ahead, please. Mhm. No, 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 no. Why will be taking every action? No. Suppose in the test cases, are you validating everything? No, right? Suppose say in your test cases, your objective is to maybe suppose say you are opening a e-commerce site. Say just giving example. Okay, your objective is that in the e-commerce site whether that maybe that electronics option is there or not. And if you click on the electronic option, your objective is that find out that whether phone access option is there, and in the phone maybe the newly introduced iPhone option is available or not. That is your objective. So your objective you can validate only one screenshot, right, for the iPhone, not for every step. Yeah, similarly, just like the functional test cases, wherever validation will be there, similarly you can yeah call that method. But yeah, in the real time, in the framework, what we'll be doing, we'll be using listeners. Okay, and in the listeners, what will be in the listeners is nothing but is the interface which will be listening. You will be understanding in the test ng part, and where you can get some status. Based on the status, you can take the screenshot. Suppose if you want to take the screenshot only whenever test case pass, means whenever there is some assertion there, test case getting passed, that time I can take the screenshot. Or maybe you can just only take the screenshot during failure. So in case there test case is not getting failed, it will not take any single screenshot. But as and when it is getting failed, it will take the screenshot. So it will driven based on your some circumstances, and that will be driven by the listener. So you can just give the condition that in as and when it is getting failed, capture the screenshot, but not else. So in case you are suppose in case you are having 10 test case, there is nothing failure. It will not capture a single screenshot. But in case out of 10, 10 is getting failed, maybe two times, three times, single time. So every time, every test case there might be three screenshots associated. Based on your requirement, you can change it. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. This is the generic stuff, but you can change it as per your requirement later point of time whenever framework you are developing. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm, hmm, hmm. No, OTP and captcha part, Selenium, right? There is not the drawback part already told, right? Okay. So I mean, OTP is different stories there, right, to handle. But better thing, most of the time, right, this kind of part, Selenium is very tough to handle. It does not have the feature for OTP barcode, right? All this part, captcha. Yeah, yeah, right. You need to integrate with some different part. I will be maybe will give some reference how to do it. Okay, later. But Selenium does not have that isolated capability to handle this captcha OTP. Right, right. Maybe you can do it that part you can do it manually. In the yeah, yeah, yeah. Right. Yeah, you can just enter it manually, right? Yeah, right. You can give some pause, you can enter manually, and you can proceed. Otherwise, later point of time, maybe some other integration is available. Okay, that. Mm. Ah. Mm. No, 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 no. You can just give some pause, right? 10 second. Okay. And that time you can manually enter it. But most of the time, what happened, right? You would require only one time, right? To log in. After that, same session will be continuing, right? Okay. That is the one approach, but other approach also available to deal, which is not available Selenium, but you need to integrate with other tools and utility to integrate. But yeah, for small thing, that part you can just wait for 10 minutes, 10 seconds, and you can manually enter it because most of the time, right, you will be not be logging out every time, right? You'll be creating your session, and after that you can do whatever you want. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That is different. I mean, some integration required with Selenium, and otherwise we can do it manually also. Okay. So last three important topic for today we'll cover called wait. Right? I think couple of you already maybe used that one. Okay, while practicing. But weight is very very important in Selenium, and most of the interview also they definitely will be asking this weight. So there are thread.sleep already available, right? Page load strategy weight available, but the other three important weight is called implicit weight, explicit weight, and fluent weight. Okay, so implicit weight is nothing but it will work across your WebDriver object. Okay, and explicit wait is nothing. Instead of waiting for the whole page, I can wait for a particular condition. Okay, suppose say implicit wait will work for, suppose in case you are giving implicit wait 30 seconds. So until your page fully loaded, all the element is loaded, it will wait for 30 seconds maximum. Within 30 seconds is not loaded, it will fail the test case. But implicit will work for your browser level, so driver level, throughout the driver, for every pages throughout the driver, whenever you are calling the web driver object, for every driver object it will wait for that maximum time. Whereas suppose say in case you are opening a page, very very big page, maybe if like 500 element is there, but you do not care about 500 element, but you can only care about two element, three element for this particular page, you want to interact with that. So you can give some conditions only for those specific element, and once those element is visible, you can click or check and you can go to the next page. You do not care about the other element. That is called explicit way. It is specific, condition wise. And fluent way is, suppose say you are giving a explicit word or implicit, it mostly work with explicit word only. Okay, relevant to that. Suppose you are giving a wait called 30 seconds, but mostly it will only try for one time. Normally for implicit or explicit wait, 30 seconds for one time. If you are giving for 1 minute, it will only try for one time. But fluent wait is nothing but it will give you that total time apart from that pooling interval. Suppose say for 10 seconds your internet connectivity gone, but after 10 seconds restored. But fluent will like explicit will fail because it will only check for one time. Though your total timeout is 30 seconds, so it will fail. Still test case will fail. But for right, sorry, explicit wait. But for fluent wait, apart from total timeout, you need to give the interval. How much, like how interval, how much second you want to check it again. So in case you are giving it called total 30 second, and you are giving every 10 second you want to check it, so within 30 second you will check for three times. So your maybe that time your internet connectivity restored and it will be passed. So that is the difference of these three wait. So Selenium wait is just a set of command that waits for a specified period of time before executing test script on the element. When to wait, how long to wait, depends on the written script and type of wait user used. User may be waiting for an element to load or become visible, or they may want to wait till the complete page load. Selenium wait is thereby preferred method when such scenarios are encountered or are expected on a web page. In Selenium, wait are mechanism employed to handle the dynamic nature of the web page and synchronize the execution of test script with the loading and rendering of web element. So this is nothing but synchronization. Means the loading the web element. Because in case you are like opening a big page, it might take 1 minute time to load a page. In case very small page, small element, it might take only 2 second time to load it. It will depend. But we can give some condition called synchronization until everything is loaded properly. So this prevent element not found or element not interactable exception that can occur when a skip tries to interact with the element before it's fully loaded or visible. There are three primary type of weights available in Selenium: implicit, explicit, and fluent weight. Implicit weight in Selenium 4 is a global setting applied to the entire WebDriver instance that instruct the WebDriver to wait for a specified maximum amount of time. The driver should wait for an element to be present in the DOM before throwing no such element exception. In case you are using implicit wait, in case it is not working happening, it will giving you no such element exception error. If an element is found before the specified time, the WebDriver will proceed immediately without waiting for the full duration. Suppose say you are giving total wait implicit wait time is 30 seconds, but your element is visible or your thing is visible in 5 seconds. So it will not wait for the remaining 25 seconds. It will proceed to the next step without waiting the maximum time. As soon as the condition is matched, it will wait. It will proceed to the next step. But in case condition is not matched, it will wait maximum time whatever you are giving as part of the implicit wait. That is the beauty of this kind of wait. If the element is not found within the timeout, a no such element exception will be thrown. Once set, the implicit wait applies to all the find element and find elements method for the duration of the WebDriver session. Now see what is the way we can do it. So same code I have written here. That's fine. Let's comment out. Let's open the Facebook page. Let's try to click on that link also. So what I can do after maximizing before maximizing the browser, after opening the page, I can give some implicit wait driver dot manage dot timeouts dot implicitly wait. Right, you could see implicitly wait. Here you can give duration dot. If you give dot, you could see of hour, of days, of second, of minute, whatever you want to give it. Right, you can give it. So I want to give of second called 10 second. That is the driver level. It will happen implicit wait. In case it's working, it will not wait for maximum 10 second. You could see. In case it's happening, there will be not. In case happening in 1 second, it will like proceed to the next step in 1 second only. Okay, you could see test case got passed. There is no failure because it's happening in the 1 second. Okay, but say you are just intentionally doing some mistake here. You are not giving the proper thing, or maybe page is not fully loaded in 10 seconds. So what will happen? It will wait maximum 10 seconds. Then it will throw the error called no such element exception because we have given wrong. So it will try with that wrong one, but definitely not able to find because that is not a valid one, invalid to have given. So it will wait 10 seconds. After that, it will throw the error. So it will work for the whole page level, right? Now instead of single instance, single condition. After 10-second wait, it will throw you the error. You could see now error coming. What is the error? Okay. Exception in main thread org.openqr.selenium. No such element exception. Unable to locate. Whatever value you have given, it is unable to locate it. But after 10 seconds, it is coming. Okay. Now if you correct it, it will work. So that is the way it will work, that implicit wait. But that is the maximum time it will wait in case thing is not working. But in case thing is working, right, it is able to find that element other stuff, it will not wait the maximum time. It will wait. It will like next step it will proceed before that maximum time as and when condition is matching. Next we'll go with the explicit wait. As I already mentioned, then instead of whole driver level or the whole page level, right? My interest is only the specific element or specific condition. So I can use the explicit wait. So explicit wait in Selenium is a synchronization mechanism that allows the WebDriver to wait for a specific condition to occur before proceeding with the next step in the code. Unlike implicit wait, which apply globally, explicit wait applied only to specific element or condition, making them more flexible and precise. Setting explicit wait is important in cases where there are certain elements that naturally takes more time to load. If one set an implicit wait command, then the browser will wait for the same time frame before loading every web element. This causes an unnecessary delay in executing this test script. Explicit wait is more intelligent but can only be applied for a specific element or a specific condition. However, it is an improvement on implicit wait since it allows the program to pause for dynamically loaded Ajax element. Since explicit wait works for with the condition, they help in synchronizing the browser, document object model, and the test execution script. Hence, the overall execution results are satisfactory and time bound. Explicit method provides some condition. In case alert is there, you can check if the alert is present or not. In case element, right, you can check element to be clickable, selectable based on the element type. Frame also you can do frame availability switch to like that. Invisible part, presence of element, text to present, text to be present element located, title is, title contents, visibility of, these are the different conditions you can check it. So what you need to do, instead of implicit wait, you need to create an object condition for the WebDriver wait, for the explicit wait. Let's see the implementation. So same thing we can try to handle with the explicit wait, or which is nothing but the WebDriver wait. Let's comment it out because implicit and explicit wait should not generally use at the same time. Okay, what we will do after opening the page, or before opening the page also I can do, after maximizing the page I can do something. WebDriver wait, it is a class. I can create an object called wait equal to new WebDriver wait, and here you can provide something called driver dot, sorry, driver comma duration dot of second. Similar way, maybe you can give 10. That is fine. Now you created the object or instance called the wait. Now what you can do? Okay, so we already trying to click on the forgot password link. Now what we'll do? I can identify this as a web element called a link, right? You can give some name. That's what. Okay, I have a kid. Same thing I have identified. I just stored in some link. Then what I can do? I can call that wait object, whatever created for explicitly wait, especially for the WebDriver wait object or inter class dot. You could see all the conditions will be coming. Okay, not right now. You need to give until. Okay, you could see here. Wait until it's repeatedly applied this instant input value to the given function, right? Wait until, and here you need to give something called expected condition. Just give it. It is a coming as a class. Press dot. You will be able to see all the condition whatever I was talking in the last slide, right? Here it is a click, right? You can check with element to be clickable. As then when page is loaded, element is clickable, your condition is matched. You don't need to worry about that. It will wait until element is clickable. Where? What is the element? Link. That's all. Your condition will be like that until element is clickable. Then once it is clickable, you will click all that link. That's all. You don't need to worry about the other part, other element on the web page. That's all. Or you can give some other thing, right? Whether any alert is present, whether your title is matching, all this stuff. You could see. it's work properly and click, but in case it's failing, what will happen? It will try, it will give a try for 10 seconds. After 10 seconds, it will throw you the error. Okay, you could see. Okay, no such element. Okay, that is the problem coming. Okay, we immediately no such element coming. Okay, but it is trying only for one time, right? Within the 10 second. Let's run it one more time. Okay, immediately it's coming, happening. Which line number is happening here? 36 line number. Not able to find, no such element, exception coming. For this, using explicit wait. I can also give that whether title contains, whether any other stuff, checkbox available, right? Visibility of all this stuff, you can check it. Expected condition dot, all the condition will be coming. But the fluent wait is relation with that explicit wait only. Okay, but it will give you the option total time apart from that pooling time, pooling interval. Okay, the fluent wait is similar to explicit wait in Selenium with one additional argument called frequency, also known as pooling time. The frequency number tells WebDriver to keep checking for the element at regular interval and wait till the maximum of duration of second. This saves execution time. If the element becomes available earlier, user can proceed with the execution and finish quickly. Fluent wait in Selenium is important classes when user are dealing with Ajax element. When user is exploring the website on a slower network, this element may take more time to load than what they would have taken in lab testing. To pay slave, Fluent 12 helps user mimic such scenario and produce the best quality web application. What is the different part? You need to use that one only. Okay, that is the only thing you need to use it instead of that one. WebDriver wait, right? Where you can give with timeout, pulling every time, right? Total time and pulling how much time every second you want to repeat that operation. That's all. Okay. So here you could see use wait or fluent wait, WebDriver wait, new fluent wait driver. We need to initialize fluent wait object taking WebDriver instance of object. You need to give with time duration. Set the maximum amount of the time. The fluent wait will wait for a condition to be true. Here we have given 10 20 seconds. After that, pulling every duration 5 seconds. Define how frequently the fluent will check for the condition every 5 seconds. And ignoring no such element exception class specifies that no such element exception should be ignored during the pulling process. Definitely it will be coming, but we want to ignore it so that we can repeat it for 4 times within the 20 seconds, every 5 seconds. This prevents the wait from failing immediately if the element is not found during an intermediate step. After that, we can give the condition whatever way we can give it. Same way. Okay. So what we'll be doing, we'll be just only commenting out this part. Otherwise, and we'll be adding this thing, line of code, this only. Otherwise, there is no change. Okay, we can create the same, or we can change the like object name. We need to import that wait, fluent wait. That's all. And I think we need to import the wait also. That's all. And we need to import that no such element exception. No, that's fine. Okay. Now let's run it. Let's see. Let's fail it first. In case it's passing, there is no impact. there will be not be maximum time will not be wait, right? Let's fail it. Let's see what's happening. You could see within that 20 second, it will try for like every 5 second interval, and you could see the difference. Hold on. Okay, that is fine. Let's run it once more. Okay, okay. Let's comment out this part. Let's take one more example. Okay, I have just so here we are creating the object oriented for the fluent rate. We are trying to navigate to the Google page, and we are checking with some URL contents or not condition. Okay, after that we are trying to enter something, identify with something called name queue. It will be work, and we are entering Selenium tutorial. We are clicking on the enter button. Let's see. Let's run it. It will be positive test case. There is no error. You could see it's happening, and it's clicking enter right properly. Now captcha is coming. Now in case you are failing, okay, something called Q1 you will give. So what will happen? Here you will see the differences. Okay, not here. Sorry, my bad. Not this condition. Here we need to give it might be URL one. So that is the condition we need to check, not the other one. Wherever condition is matching. You could see it is 20 second, but it will try for every 5 second one interval. Wherever condition is matching. Okay, you will see some pop up, right? Some blink in the web page because it is trying for every, and now you could see the error, right? You could see difference is org.openqr.selenium.time out exception. Now if you go down, you could see expected condition failed, waiting for URL to contain Google one, but currently it is coming as Google, right? Now you could see here, right side, that is the proper thing. Try it for 20 second with 5000 millisecond interval. That is the basic thing of the fluent wait. Though you are giving 20 seconds, but it's tried for 4 times, every 5 second one time. But still, it did not happen. But in case it's the internet network issue, it might happen for the next 5 seconds. It will work. That is the beauty of the fluent wait. Okay. So I have given so much code apart from that as well, so you can give it a try. Okay. So these are the tasks. You can give it a try. Whatever code, other code is available, and we can discuss any problem in next session. So I will repeat it once more time before wrapping it up today's session. So whatever thing I have tried to cover it today, like how to handle frame or iframe, actions class, primarily the mouse actions. Okay, drag and drop element along with slider, how to handle tooltips, how to capture the screenshot, how to handle window alert, like what is the importance of implicit, explicit, and fluent way. So frame or iframe might be there in the web page, like I say, like embedded videos, map, or advertisement. You cannot easily identify, right? Sometimes you can right click and you can find something called reload frame, all this part. But better option is that right, press the F12 button, try to find out something. Control F, frame or iframe in case some frame or iframe is available. You have to handle those frames fast. After that, you can interact with the element. Some nested frame might be there, so outer frame and then you need to go to the inner frame, and then you can handle the inner element. So there are five different options available to handle the frame. Three options, like either it's frame indexing, or maybe the frame ID or name, or frame web element reference. Or if you want to go to the parent frame from the nested child frame, you can use divert.switch to parent frame. If you just go outside of parent frame, go to the default content, you need to use divert.switch to default content method. So actions class is a class available in Selenium through which you can do mouse action and keyboard actions. Primarily, keyboard actions is like send keys also is keyboard action, I already showed. And mouse action is most important actions, like we can do it. Click and hold, click, double click, context click is nothing but right click, move to the element and drag and drop. And drag and drop, there are two important stuff. One is like drag and drop from source to destination in case you are having two important elements, source to destination. First, you need to create the object or instance for the actions class. After that, you can call drag and drop, source to destination, and perform. And there's a drag and drop by in case you want to do precisely sliding movement to horizontal or vertical axis. You can use drag and drop by source element and x axis and y axis offset value. X axis for the horizontal movement and y axis for the vertical movement. Positive x axis positive value is left to right, negative value is right to left, whereas y-axis positive value is top to bottom and negative value is bottom to top. Handling tooltips, sometimes a few of the element might be there in the web page. Whenever you are mousing over, you'll be able to get some text. So you can use that and the text with the help of the title attribute to get attribute title in case that title is already available. Apart from that, you can use actions class. You can move to the element. You can just hover it so the color might be changed and the text might be visible, and you can get the text with the help of the get text method. Screenshot capture is really important based on your requirement, based on your project, based on your customer, and how what is the way you want to capture the screenshot, whether it's really for your only assertions point, only for failure, only for skip, or only for all the steps. It will depend based on the nature of business you are handling. But it is very, very required, right, for the tester to certify that you have executed the stuff and you have the evidence that something got failed in the last release, like that, and you can get to know what broken, right, also as part of regression or other, right, defect fixes or the new releases as well. So it is three-step process primarily. First, you need to create the object or instance for the text screenshot interface. After that, you need to call that get screenshot method. You need to store some source file. You need to third step. You need to call that file handler class. You need to call the copy method, and you need to store to destination file. But screenshot capture also possible at partial level, like for sections or for element also with the which is introduced in new functionality introduced in Selenium 4. Like you can just create the object wave element for the section of the element. After that, you can call that get screenshot as. Remaining steps are mostly same, and you can capture the screenshot in some your drive with the help of that png jpg folder, or you can better to store in the project level as only, and you can add with some additional stuff so that your screenshot will not be replaced every time, and you can use current milliseconds, so it will be always unique. You can handle windows or pop-up, right? There might be three kind of windows: alert or confirmation or pop-up, right, or the actual stuff. So there you can accept the window, you can dismiss the window, you can get the text, or you can send some keys. Alert is the interface which will be having all the important method to dealing with that windows or alert, sorry, pop-up or alert. And waiting is very, very important stuff, especially for synchronization. So sometimes you need to wait for the full page to be loaded, whereas all element will be loaded. Sometimes you need to give some conditions for specific element, right? So implicit wait will be work for the full pages or the full driver object, whatever you have created for that one. In case it's not work properly, it will wait maximum that time. After that, it will throw that error called no such element exception. But it's explicitly wait instead of waiting for the full page, it will wait for the specific condition. There are a lot of conditions like element, clickable, title matching, title contents, visibility, invisibility, right, frame, right, or text, all this stuff. You can give the condition and you can check it. Okay, so instead of the whole page to be loaded, you will wait for the specific condition, and one condition is matching, it will proceed to the next step. So it will be definitely you can save some time without waiting for the whole page to be loaded. But still, it might fail, and it will only try for one time. So that is the reason fluent weight will came into the picture. So with that weight, you can, apart from total timeout, you can give some pooling interval. So instead of only one time, you can try for multiple time. So in case some intermittent issues, right, some internet connection issue, like in the retry, it might work properly. So instead of in that way, we can just avoid the false failure part. So this is the like important of the fluent weight. Okay, so that's all from today's session, guys. So I think you have learned a couple of important topics today, and in case any questions, let me know. I will discuss in next session. Thank you.